Everybody loves Doge. I honestly am terrible at memes. I have no idea how to keep up with them, but I have to admit that Doge was one of my personal favorites, and it's one of the few that I sent back and forth to my friends when it came out a couple years ago. But today we're not talking about the meme, we're talking about the cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. And unless you live under a rock, you probably know what Dogecoin is. So for today's video, we're going to be comparing Dogecoin to Bitcoin, and hopefully we can all learn together a little bit about the basics of cryptocurrency, what the difference between Dogecoin and Bitcoin is, and in some ways, what makes them similar. I'm going to start with a little bit about the history of Dogecoin and Bitcoin, and then we're going to get into some key similarities and differences that hopefully introduce you guys or reaffirm some of the foundational principles of cryptocurrency. But today we're going to start with the basics, and although I'm no expert, I do have a few things that I want you guys to know and I'd love to share. So first, let's start with Bitcoin. Recently, Bitcoin just went on a massive bull run, passing $1 trillion market cap, and it's hovered around the same value since. It was started in 2009 when a white paper was released by a pseudonymous author named Satoshi Nakamoto. Much like gold has been throughout history, people are now calling Bitcoin digital gold. But after Bitcoin was created, several people thought they could improve upon the technology or take blockchain, which is the underlying technology around cryptocurrency, and change it, twist it, tweak it, and improve it in several different ways. Well, after Bitcoin was created, several people and companies thought that they could improve on Bitcoin technology, and they started releasing alternate versions of cryptocurrency, commonly referred to now as altcoins. Dogecoin was one of the earlier altcoins, started in 2013, but it is very, very different for a number of reasons than any other cryptocurrency we've ever seen. So let's talk about it. The number one thing that makes Dogecoin different than any other cryptocurrency is it was basically started as a joke. At the time when creators Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus started Dogecoin, cryptocurrency was amidst a massive scandal of scam projects, illegitimacy, black market accusations, and overall just bad press. And Dogecoin came in and just totally flipped the script on everybody. Dogecoin stood for not taking yourself so seriously, simplicity, and flew directly in the faces of the controversial projects that everybody was finding out were scams. Bitcoin and Dogecoin are similar in that they are both mined cryptographically with a bunch of computers solving complex mathematical equations to earn the coins as a reward for contributing to the network. They are also both meant to be primarily held, sent, or received, and don't have a lot of additional functionality built on top of them. But besides that, Dogecoin is very different than Bitcoin, and here's how. The first difference is that Dogecoin is way faster and way cheaper than Bitcoin. This is why several platforms have adopted Dogecoin as a way of tipping via the internet, because it's super fast and cheap, and new Dogecoin is created every minute. Bitcoin is not nearly as easy to move around, each transaction taking 10 minutes, and because the price of Bitcoin is so high and there's so much demand for it, the transaction fees are a lot higher, and you can't really send super small amounts of Bitcoin as easily. The second point is that Bitcoin is continuously evolving, and people are working constantly to try to improve or change the technology, whereas Dogecoin has not received a major significant update since 2015. They kind of created the currency, made a few different updates to it, and are pretty much going to let it ride out for the rest of its life. So as far as being the cryptocurrency of the future, Dogecoin is not really in the running, but for now, everybody loves it, and it has specific use cases in which it works really well. Third, and the most important difference, is that Dogecoin is an inflationary cryptocurrency, whereas Bitcoin is deflationary. 10,000 Dogecoins are created every minute, and that will theoretically happen forever. Because of the laws of supply and demand, that means that Dogecoin is pretty much forever going to stay relatively cheap, because as more and more people want it, more and more is created, so it never really becomes scarce, and there's always just more being added to the circulating supply. Right now, there's something like 128 billion Dogecoin in existence, and like I said, 10,000 new ones are created every minute. Bitcoin is on the opposite end of the spectrum, which is part of why it's so expensive, and while so many people are scrounging to get as much Bitcoin as they can right now. There are only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, and there's already 18.5 million Bitcoin out there. In the almost 13 years that Bitcoin has been around, a large majority of its supply has already been put into the circulating supply. So those are some of the main differences between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. I'm not suggesting that you necessarily buy one or the other, but instead I hope this video taught you a little bit about some of the core principles of cryptocurrency and some aspects that each cryptocurrency contains that are really important to know about before you just go buy a bunch of random coins. But I do want to know which one you like more and which one you think is better, so comment down below what you think. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the Wall Street Survivor, and I'll see you guys in the next video.